All right, so welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving headfirst into Intel's latest and greatest, those brand new Core Ultra processors, the ones codenamed Arrow Lake S.
Oh, yeah.
We've got some really in-depth reviews from notebookcheck.com and Computerbase, and
Yeah, they went all out.
oh, they really did. They are packed with benchmarks, comparisons to previous Intel chips, AMD's rising competition, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
But the thing that really has us intrigued is, how Intel is making this big push for efficiency with these new CPUs. But it
Yeah.
seems like there's some, interesting trade-off there, especially for our gamer friends out there. So get ready for some aha moments as we unpack it all.
So what's really fascinating here is how Intel has completely kind of shaken things up with this Arrow Lake S.
Hmm.
I mean, this is a whole new era for their desktop processors.
Yeah, really?
For starters, they've brought their fancy Foveros 3D packaging to the desktop world.
Oh, tell me about it.
Think of it like building a skyscraper of processing power, stacking different components vertically, save space, boost performance. Plus, they're using TSMC's cutting-edge 3-nanometer manufacturing process, which essentially means cramming way more transistors onto the chip, like squeezing a whole city into a shoebox.
Right.
More transistors, more power, more efficiency.
Big deal.
Yeah.
And they completely revamped the core layout too, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're using this combination of what they call Lion Cove P cores, for the heavy lifting, and then those Skymon E cores to handle the lighter tasks.
Yeah, it's like having a team of specialized workers. Each one's optimized for a specific job.
Right, exactly. But here's the real shocker, though. No more hyperthreading.
Yeah, that's a huge departure from recent Intel chips.
It is.
I mean, hyperthreading basically allowed each core to handle, multiple tasks simultaneously, like a super efficient juggler.
Hmm.
And it was great for multitasking, but it could sometimes hinder gaming performance.
Right.
So ditching it's a bold move, definitely suggests that Intel is really prioritizing efficiency and maybe different workloads.
And they've also pumped up the L2 cache, too,
Yes.
which is like giving the CPU a bigger, faster short-term memory so
Yeah.
it can access, frequently used data more quickly.
Snappier performance.
Yeah, exactly. Snappier performance.
All right.
And then there's some cool new additions too, like their Alchemist X integrated GPU. That's a
Yeah.
that's a big leap forward for onboard graphics.
For sure.
And then a dedicated NPU, a neural processing unit,
Yeah, like a mini brain for AI tasks right on your CPU.
right on the CPU.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, all this new tech.
Oh, yeah, it's very exciting, but there's a catch.
There's always a catch, right?
Always a catch. You're going to need a whole new platform to run these chips.
Oh, no.
So say goodbye to your old motherboard because Arrow Lake S requires the new LGA 1851 socket.
Okay.
And if you're still clinging to your DDR4 RAM,
Oh, dear.
yeah, it's time to upgrade. These chips are DDR5 only.
It's a big investment, new motherboard, new RAM.
Yeah,
But that often comes with the territory of, cutting edge tech.
it does. It does.
Okay, let's get to the part that everyone has been waiting for, the performance deep dive. Notebook Check ran the Core Ultra 9 285K, top dog of the lineup, through a gauntlet of benchmarks.
Yeah, they really put it through its paces.
Pitted it against some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like Intel's own Core i9-14900K
Yeah.
and AMD's Ryzen 9 9950X.
Yep, the heavyweights.
And in multi-core applications, this thing is a beast,
Yeah, it really is.
matching or even beating those powerhouses.
It's truly impressive.
Especially when you consider that focus on efficiency.
Exactly. And it even manages to hold its own in single-core tests, even outperforming the 9950X in some cases.
Really?
Although AMD's Zen 5 still seems to have a slight edge overall, at least according to Geekbench.
Oh, okay.
But now comes the interesting part, gaming performance.
Uh-oh.
And this, where things get a little unexpected.
This is where we go from beast mode
Yeah.
to head-scratching territory.
Yeah.
So, despite ditching hyperthreading, which you'd think would give gaming a boost, the 285K actually lags behind the 14900K and those Zen 5 CPUs in all the resolutions Notebook Check tested.
All of them.
It's only on par with the Core i7 14700K.
Yeah. Surprising result for sure.
It is surprising.
It seems like removing hyperthreading might not be the magic bullet for gaming performance that some people expected.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what other factors are at play here.
Right. Could it be the new core layout? Maybe some quirk of the new architecture we haven't quite grasped yet? It's a puzzle for sure.
Yeah, definitely puzzle. But so while that gaming performance has us raising an eyebrow,
Yeah.
there is one area where Intel undeniably shines with these new chips. and that is efficiency.
This is where they have really stepped up their game.
They have.
Computer-basis tests show Arrow Lake and Nye achieving power efficiency comparable to AMD's Zen 5 CPUs. We're talking a level playing field now, which is huge, considering Intel's reputation for power-hungry chips in the past.
Yeah, they had that reputation for sure. But of course, there's a trade-off, right? This impressive efficiency might be coming at the cost of absolute peak gaming performance.
Seems like there's a delicate balance at play here. I mean, Intel has made incredible strides in power efficiency, but it appears that might have come with a slight compromise on the raw gaming muscle.
It's a good point. So is Intel shifting their focus?
Yeah, makes you wonder.
Prioritizing power savings over, chasing those ultimate frames per second. That's a question we'll explore further as we dive deeper into these reviews.
Definitely.
And speaking of things that need further exploration, Computerbase points out some early hiccups with these new chips, particularly with the Windows 11 power profiles.
Yeah, this is where the software side of things comes into play.
Right.
Apparently, using the balanced power profile in Windows 11 can actually throttle performance significantly. So to unleash the full potential of these CPUs, at least until some updates arrive, you need to switch to the best performance profile.
So it's like having a sports car.
Exactly.
But only being able to drive it in first gear until a software update comes along to, unlock the rest of the gearbox.
Precisely.
Not ideal.
Not ideal, but hopefully something that'll be ironed out soon.
Right.
It highlights the complex interplay between hardware and software.
It really does.
Sometimes, even with the most cutting-edge hardware, the software needs a little time to catch up, to optimize.
Makes sense. And now, the moment of truth for many, the price tag. So the Core Ultra 9 285K, the flagship we've been talking about, will set you back $589.
Same price as the previous generation, the Core i9 14900K.
Oh, okay.
Then we have the Core Ultra 7 265K at $394, and the more budget-friendly Core Ultra 5 245K at $300.
All right, so there you have it, the initial rundown on Intel's brand new Core Ultra processors.
We've seen some impressive advancements in efficiency and in overall computing power.
We have.
But that gaming performance, it raises some intriguing questions.
Yeah, it's a fascinating question for sure.
It is.
And one that will probably become, clearer as Intel releases more chips based on this new architecture.
Right.
But it's important to remember that these processors aren't, just about gaming.
Right.
They're powerhouses for content creation, multi-threaded applications, and just your everyday tasks.
Absolutely. And that efficiency angle, that's a game changer, It seems like Intel is finally caught up to AMD in terms of power consumption, which is, a big win for anyone who's concerned about, energy bills, heat output, even laptop battery life down the line, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about those cool new features like the integrated Alchemist X GPU and the dedicated NPU.
Yeah.
These are big steps towards making CPUs more versatile, more capable. And Notebook Check was really impressed with the X graphics, calling them a huge leap forward for integrated graphics.
Yeah, they were pretty blown away.
Yeah, I mean, they're not quite at the level of a dedicated graphics card, but they're a significant improvement over what Intel offered before.
For sure.
So that NPU, I mean, that opens up a whole world of possibilities, for AI-powered applications right on your desktop.
Imagine having a mini AI accelerator built right into your CPU.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a game changer for things like real-time image and video processing, voice recognition, even personalized learning algorithms.
I mean, the possibilities are mind-blowing.
They really are.
But let's come back down to earth for a second here.
Okay.
We need to talk about that new platform requirement.
Yeah.
It's going to be a pricey upgrade for anyone looking to jump on the Arrow Lake S bandwagon.
It's true. That new LGA 1851 socket means a new motherboard is a must. And with DDR5 RAM being the only option, those costs can add up quickly.
They can. But here's the optimistic take.
Okay.
A new platform also means new features and capabilities.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, those 800 series motherboards are packed with PCIe 5.0 lanes for blazing fast data transfer, faster storage options, improved connectivity. It's a future-proof investment, at least for a while.
And let's not forget about the potential longevity of this new platform.
Right.
I mean, Intel hasn't said exactly how many future generations will use the LGA 1851 socket.
Right.
But it's reasonable to expect it to stick around for at least a few years.
For a few years. So to all the early adopters out there,
Yeah.
we salute you.
Yes.
You're the pioneers paving the way for the rest of us.
And the brave ones.
Speaking of early adopters, they're the ones who are going to have to deal with those launch day issues that Computer Base highlighted.
Oh, right.
The Windows 11 power profile problem,
Yeah.
that's a real head scratcher.
It is.
Who would have thought that using the balance setting would actually, throttle performance so dramatically?
I know. It's almost like, you have a Ferrari.
Right.
But you can only drive it in first gear until a software update comes along.
Right.
To unlock the true potential.
Exactly. Hopefully that update will arrive sooner rather than later.
Sooner the better.
Yeah.
It just goes to show, even with the most advanced hardware,
Mm-hmm.
software can really make or break the user experience.
You really can.
And speaking of software, those high memory latencies that Computer Base observed,
Oh, yeah?
those are a bit concerning.
Yeah, it seems like there's room for improvement there.
Definitely.
And while future updates might bring, some performance gains, as we've seen with AMD's Zen 5 chips,
Right.
those improvements are likely to be, incremental, not revolutionary.
Yeah, probably not going to see any massive jumps.
No.
Uh,
Which brings us back to that central question.
Yeah.
What is Intel prioritizing with these Core Ultra processors?
It's the big question.
Is it pure performance?
Yeah.
Or is it, a more balanced approach that emphasizes efficiency and new capabilities alongside, that raw speed?
It's a tough question to answer definitively.
It is.
But maybe we're asking the wrong question.
Love
Instead of focusing on what Intel is prioritizing, maybe we should be asking what you, our listeners, prioritize.
Are you the type of user that needs to squeeze every last frame per second out of your games, no matter the cost?
Right.
Or are you more interested in, a well-rounded chip that excels in a variety of tasks while sipping power like a well-mannered computer should?
Yeah, it really comes down to your values, and what you use your computer for. I mean, for some people, gaming is the ultimate priority, and they're willing to sacrifice efficiency and pay a premium for those extra frames. Others might prioritize a cooler, quieter system, that can handle those demanding workloads without breaking a sweat, even if it means giving up, a few frames here and there in games.
And let's be real, for most everyday users, those few frames might not even be noticeable.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, the difference between 144 FUPs and 160 FUPs in a fast-paced shooter, it's not going to make or break the gaming experience for most people.
Exactly. And with the rise of, 4K gaming and resolutions even beyond that,
Yeah.
the graphics card often becomes the bottleneck.
Right.
In those scenarios, the CPU plays a less critical role in determining frame rates.
That's true.
So maybe Intel is onto something here.
Yeah, maybe they're recognizing that the future of computing isn't about, chasing those last few percentage points of performance at all costs.
Yeah.
Maybe it's about finding, a balance between power, efficiency, and new capabilities that open up exciting possibilities beyond just gaming.
It's a bold strategy for sure.
It is.
Only time will tell if it pays off.
Right.
But it's certainly a thought-provoking shift in perspective.
And that, my friends, is what the deep dive is all about. We take all this information, these reviews, these benchmarks, and we try to make sense of it all. We distill it down to the insights that matter most to you. We don't have all the answers, but we hope we've given you, some food for thought, some new perspectives to consider as you navigate this ever-evolving world of technology.
As always, we encourage you to do your own research, form your own opinions. Don't just take our word for it. Dive deep into the data, explore those reviews and decide for yourself what matters most to you.
Until next time, keep those CPUs humming and those brains engaged. This is The Deep Dive, signing off.